We are here to demonstrate to the country that on the matter of road safety, like all other matters in this republic, we take a joint government approach. And joint government approach means that all government agencies responsible for delivery of services in any sector should be able to work together. And that's the reason why the Ministry of Roads and Transport and the Ministry of Interior are here together to demonstrate that we take responsibility collectively and we act collectively. My colleague, Cabinet Secretary, Professor Kithure Kindiki, CS of Interior, Principal Secretary is present, members of the Fourth Estate who are here, ladies and gentlemen. As the holiday season begins, motorists will be traveling to various destinations to celebrate the festives with their families and friends. It is imperative for all road users to observe road traffic rules and reduce road carnage, which has in the past been rampant during this season. From the analysis of past reports, a high number of road carnage results from avoidable human factors, including driving under influence of alcohol, speeding, dangerous overtaking, fatigue, and ignoring traffic lights and signs, among others. And to demonstrate that very important fact, I actually want to read for you the statistics that will be shared with you together with this press statement. But just for Kenyans to appreciate, the statistics are very, very clear. When we tell people that accidents are avoidable, I want to read for you for the fatalities for this year, how it is distributed. For losing control, we lost 27 people. For overtaking improperly, 14 people died. And I'm saying only December. I'm not talking about the entire period. For failing to keep to near side to proper traffic lane, we lost 13 people, December. For excessive speed, we lost 12 people. For misjudging clearance, we lost 7 people. For crossing without consideration of junctions, 5 people. So all these, the so-called accidents, all of them, like we've said in our statement, would have been avoided. An analysis of NTSA shows 3% increase in road carnage as at 15th November this year, with fatalities standing 4,432 compared to 4,271 during the same period last year. This is the highest death toll the country has ever registered since independence. And again, to read for you just statistics that will be shared with you, is for you to just take consideration that we have lost 4,449 people. Actually, 4,449 as at December. That was November. What I read was November. And if you see the statistics, pedestrians who are crossing road are 1,595. You have drivers who are 403. And these are the ladies and gentlemen we depend on to protect the others, because these mistakes that would have been avoided is largely because of the drivers. You have passengers in vehicles, there are 793. You have motorcycle passengers, 411. But listen to this. We have lost 1,190 motorcycle riders, 1,190. This is really very, very, very painful even to read, to see how we are losing people. We've lost actually 1 year, the number of people more than the ones we lost in the entire period of COVID, through accident. And this is very painful, just even to read as a government minister. The government has stepped up efforts to reduce this by adopting a multi-pronged strategy that entails public awareness and enforcement. We are working with citizens to promote personal responsibility by encouraging passengers in both private and public vehicles to speak out against reckless driving and other habits that endanger the lives of Kenyans. Indeed, we have said we are not helpless as Kenyans. Passengers should not act like they are helpless. You can do something. If you board a motor vehicle and the driver is drunk, you have a duty to either alight from that vehicle or to tell the owners of the motor vehicle to change the driver. If you are in a motor vehicle and in for 2-3 kilometers, the driver is committing traffic offenses, you have a right to either stop him jointly together as passengers and report him to the police or alight from the vehicle. We shouldn't feel like we're helpless because the statistics we've read show that 90% of the deaths and the accidents we have are as a result of direct human error. As we launch the 2022 December Festive Enforcement Initiative, we take cognizance of the following. A high number of road crashes occur at night due to poor visibility. In this regard, we urge motorists, especially those driving heavy commercial vehicles and public service vehicles operating at night, to implement measures that will enhance visibility. This includes proper positioning of signage like triangles, chevrons, and recta reflective. Additionally, motor vehicle owners must move with speed to remove stalled vehicles within 1 hour of an incident and ensure proper signs are placed at safe distance on the road to warn approaching motorists. I have instructed Kenya National Highways Authority, Kenya Urban Roads Authority, and Kenya Rural Roads Authority to heighten surveillance on our roads and ensure that all stalled vehicles are towed immediately, but not more than 1 hour, to enable smooth flow of traffic. I have further directed Kenya and Kura, which is the Kenya National Highway and Kenya Urban Roads, to ensure vehicles passing through way bridges are roadworthy as per the requirement of Traffic Act. Cases of non-compliance must be reported to the law enforcement. Number 2, motor vehicle owners and PSV operators have often seen the festive season as a time to maximize on profit, occasioning the stretching of operations in total disregard for passenger safety. Drivers have often been overworked and servicing of vehicles overlooked in the name of minimizing operational cost. Private motor vehicle owners, heavy commercial vehicle owners, and PSV circles should ensure drivers are well rested and vehicles are well serviced before taking to the roads. Instead of overworking one driver, this is the right season to employ an extra driver. Mental health concerns in the public transport sector must also be taken into consideration. Government health facilities are open to any motorist battling depression, stress, and other mental illness. I have also directed the NTSA to intensify the Usalama Barabarani program, an awareness campaign to effect positive behavior change among road users. The authority is already engaging PSV circles on the well-being of drivers and ensure they are sensitizing on their role in preventing road carnage. Further, NTSA should issue a road safety compliance checklist for members of the public and PSV sector players to keep them in know on what is expected of them. To this end, I urge members of the public to report incidences of lawlessness and reckless driving to the police through the hotline 911. Remember, usalama barabarani ni jukumu letu sote. Let us all work together to keep our roads safe. I wish you Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2023. Asante sana. First of all, let me say this to just reiterate. December and January, even from the statistics itself, indicate that this is the season that has the highest number of road accidents. Professor Kindiki, CS Interior, has enumerated the reasons why. Because part of it is because we have long period of merrymaking, holidays, and traveling. And because the traveling is increased and people are partying and over drinking, then these accidents, there's a correlation between the more number of people who are on the road, but also those who are using alcohol and other substance during this season. And those substances, I'm not saying they are permitted. I'm just saying even where alcohol is allowed, then people should take responsibility. Number two, if you look at the reasons why we have accidents in the country, and I read for you the statistics earlier, it is clear that all these reasons are human error, outright human error. In fact, we are misusing the word accidents because accidents presuppose that it is an accident. But in this situation, you realize that the statistics given indicate that people are outrightly becoming reckless and negligent and causing deaths directly. In fact, going forward, Parliament should think, and all of us should think through, perhaps actual punishment that ensue to those who cause road accident, particularly when it is found that it is actually outright reckless actions of individuals, should attract even more serious punishment to ensure that people become more careful in the road. So personal responsibility, that's why we are talking about raising more awareness. We have also taken responsibility to ensure that the institutions like the CS Interior spoke about, who are involved in charge of enforcement. I mean, we wouldn't like to stop people on the road and inspect vehicles and delay traveling. But what do you do if the information is clear that if people are left to personal choice and decisions and personal responsibility, they cause this number of deaths that we see here? The other thing we need to talk about, although we know that the accidents happen more in the northern corridor, I mean from Mombasa to Malaba and from Vanga to Lamu, we now know also that most of the accidents now have been exported, that's the wrong word. I mean, have been taken, devolved actually, that's the right word, devolved to villages, thanks to our new mode of transport, the border. And if you look at the statistics as I read to you, 1,190 motorcyclist riders so far have died. And the passengers they carry, 411 have died. You can see, we used to worry so much about highways, but now we have to depend on those who are in mashinani. And that's why we are working together also with county governments to help us ensure that enforcement is also done at the local level. And you know, we just came into office and we've agreed that on a multi-agency approach and the interministerial approach between our ministry and the interior, we must make sure that we have a longer and serious and more deep conversation on how to manage our motorcyclists to ensure that border does not devolve accidents to the local level. So the NTSA and the police department are going to do everything humanly possible in this festive season to ensure that we reduce the road carnage. But going forward, as I've said before, we have a long-term approach. We have a long-term plan to make sure that we utilize technology. And if we utilize technology well, to put more cameras in our highways, to put working cameras in the city and other parts of the country, in the future we will be catching all the offenders easily, and we are going to institute also technologically ways of ensuring that we have instant fines for those who are going to commit offenses. I think we have exhaustively dissected this issue. Maybe niseme kwa Kiswahili tu kidogo for the sake of wale wanapeperusha habari kwa lugha ya Kiswahili na kwa minajili ya wananchi wetu kwa taifa la Kenya. Tumesema kwamba tuko kwa msimu wa Krismasi, na msimu huu tunajua kwamba kwa miaka zilizopita tumekuwa na ajali nyingi sana msimu wa Disemba na mwaka wa tunasema mwezi wa kwanza wa kufungua mwaka. Na tumesema pia ya kwamba mwezi huu tutahakikisha, msimu huu tutahakikisha ya kwamba tumefanya lolote liwezekanalo tusimamishe magari ambayo wanasababisha ajali barabarani. Tunawaomba madereva wote wakuwe waangalifu, lakini pia wazingatie sheria. Tumeona kupitia ile tunasema tarakimu tumepewa, ni wazi kwamba ajali nyingi sana tungeweza kuepuka ajali nyingi, lakini tunaona kwamba ni makosa ya kibinadamu vile watu wanaendesha gari, vile kwa mwendo wa kasi sana. Wengine pia wanaweka magari ambayo hayajasajiliwa kuwa barabarani. Zingine kwamba hatujafanya ile tunasema hatujakaguliwa ama kusema inspection. Magari haya ndio yako barabarani, magari ambayo pia tunajua kwamba haingefaa kuwa barabarani wakati huu. Pia tunajua kwamba madereva wengi wanafanyishwa kazi ya ziada, kwamba lazima wafanye kazi hata kama haikuwa wamefanya tunasema too many trips kwa barabara. Kweli tunawaomba wale ambao waegezaji kwa sekta ya barabara ya matatu, afadhali waandike kazi vijana wengi wakuwe madereva, kuliko kulazimisha wale wachache wanao wafanya kazi kwa muda mrefu na inasababisha maajali nyingi barabarani. Bali na haya, tumesema tutashirikiana pamoja kama wizara ya barabara na uchukuzi na wizara ya usalama kuhakikisha tumechukulia hatua wale wote ambao watavunja sheria. Kwa hiyo sasa ninasema asanteni sana. Thank you very much.